It's time to have a discussion about one of the most broken cards you're about to experience. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So Twins of the Eclipse is coming in supreme darkness, and this card is, I think, one of the most ridiculous cards that we've had the chance to experience in the game. So it's 2 level 4 monsters to make it. Well, yeah, that's really good. You can also use rank 4 monsters you control as level 4 monsters. And you detach a material from this card, it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. So 25 and 25 over 2 potential things. That's pretty good. And this card is sent to the graveyard. You can target 2 other rank 4 or lower exceed monsters in your graveyard. Special summon one of the 2, and if you do, attach the other to it as material. And you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn, and that's on a 25 1200. So what in the world actually makes this card so stupid that Konami made it a low rarity and has got everybody kind of looking around out here, kind of, we're Lacrima affecting right now. Now remember, the Lacrima effect was Konami prints low to get rarity cards out here with the intent to ban them very, very quickly. Alright, so Twins of the Eclipse over here has a lot of hand-ripping implications that we have seen. For those of you that paid attention to the Saturday Duel Series videos, you might have noticed that we had a little heraldic hand loop deck present out here, and you were able to rip your opponent's hand away from them in a pretty easy to get fashion. Obviously, things like Nibiru can sort of interrupt this, and a Mulcharming Fool Wars guarantees that I'm not hand ripping you for your life savings. But this is not the only potential hand rip option, because that one only becomes viable after Alliance Insight. Post Supreme Darkness, there is a hand ripping option available. My friends talked about, I didn't pay too much attention to the details of it, because I was like, you know, every time I hear like a little hand rip, you know, with the not heraldic version, I'm like, that just feels like a inconsistent nightmare of extra cards that you kind of gotta, you know, put into the deck. Now, the thing with Twins of the Eclipse is, for most of the variants that I have seen playing this, it shows up typically as a 2-of index, and it's also because this is a recycle option for Dreadnader, and that's another really, really stupid thing that you got to think about out here. Having a monster that lets you toggle on into the Dreadnader. By the way, this doesn't negate the effects of the monster special summon. I think that you kind of got that part, having mentioned me, you know, the hand loop where you bring back Ouroboros, rip away a card, Twins of the Eclipse, revive again. You can use this to revive a Dreadnader, and then the Dreadnader will come back, and then, you know, it'll have a material from the Twins effect, and then on top of that, the Dreadnader is special, so it itself will get the ability to suck up. So that's 2 materials on top of that. That's why the Twins of the Eclipse is such an ignorantly stupid card, you know, in this deck. Also, you can trigger, you can special the node, kick the Twins to the graveyard, and then the Twins, do I need to read you the, if this card is sent to the graveyard, alright, it also, this is one of our other favorite interactions out here with this, you can actually send Twins of the Eclipse to the graveyard off of EX, and EX then turns this card into a massive plus option, which is so stupid, man. Like, your first turn, you're like, oh, we can send down the Meteor Logic, you know, we can get this set up, and then going on into the next turn for recovery, you can send the Twins. Well, congratulations, boom, you automatically get your duo drive reestablished, and all that interruption power that your opponent just tried to have you do, it makes going first even more insane, just because Twins is a send option off of the EX Risal. So now the question comes down to this. Twins of the Eclipse is a stupid card. Konami said, okay, well, you know, we could print this card as a secret rare, which is typically what we were, I think everybody out here was expecting with how good Twins of the Eclipse was for Risal. I think everybody was like, oh, you know, this is going to be a secret rare for sure. No. It was not a secret rare. It was actually quite the opposite. It was not an ultra rare either, which means we don't get this as a QCR print. So that's kind of opened up the discussion out here for what's going to happen with Twins of the Eclipse, considering, send trigger revive, I got my dual drive back up and running, we can loop back around and do all this stupid stuff. If we print this card in Supreme Darkness and we plop it out as a super or a common, all right, and then everybody's like, well, this was just some DLC. So when 7 Tachyon comes out in, what is it, February, March at this point, in April, Konami can look at Twins of the Eclipse, and they can go, all right, we have 2 options to clean up Rizal, which at the point of April, they will have not used any of their reprint equity whatsoever. We are kind of expecting Twins of the Eclipse to be banned ASAP. Kind of taking a look at what Konami was initially doing with you guys remember when Lacrima got banned, right? Not only was the 1200 burn kind of insane, it was, that was actually the primary issue with it. Twins of the Eclipse is what, makes and breaks the line between the TCG marketing and the OCG marketing. The TCG is going to want EX Rizal. They're not going to hit anything on the direct engine. All right, if anything, Bonfire is going to be your first check because 7 Tachyon's coming out, but then Twins of the Eclipse has got to go. All right, it is the most logical thing in order to kind of preserve the future state of the meta out here. And my question is how quick is Twins going to get axed? Because EX Rizal and friends, I think in the OCG, was it 3 months? Did they really? I think it was 3 months that EX was kind of running around. And they axed EX down to 1, which, nobody's going to sit here and justify EX shouldn't be at 1. I'm gonna be as upfront as I can with you guys. Like, EX is an insane card. Like, the fact that they have so many rank 4 cards, and Konami said, I think we can design a card that just sends something from the extra deck to the graveyard. This is cool because we can create chain blocking, and then they print Twins of the Eclipse, and they're like, oh, this is okay. Rank 4 Turbo, it's got its own issues. The deck has a hard time getting off of the ground. Let's go ahead and we'll print Twins to give the deck some sort of recovery option. The problem here lies, though, that when you designed the modern Rank 4 Turbo deck, that you left it. You didn't realize how good all of the tools would be at filtering together and doing all of these little stupid lines. And that's kind of where things have brought us today. It's the fact that you're like, oh, hey, this is actually pretty good. You have all of these extra gas lines to go down. And I don't know. I don't foresee Twins escaping a list. And that's why... when we did the OTS discussion fairly recently, I mentioned Twins of the Eclipse in that. A lot of people were like, well, you got 2 paths you go down. You take care of Twins of the Eclipse on the next list, problem solved, or they left Twins as an OTS ultimate rare upgrade option in the pack, which I don't necessarily think that that's the case. While, you print the card as a lower rarity available option, and then, like, oh, hey, we're dropping Twins in as an ultimate. That'd be one of the quickest rarity upgrades that you can kind of toss into the thing. But, I would rather just have the card be available as a QCR at that point so that I can enjoy it for what it is. But, Konami's higher rarity print policy as of late has been, if we print the card in higher printing, we're typically not going to do anything with it until a later date. So if we print it in low rarity, we can clean that shit up ASAP and we don't have to deal with it. And that's what we're feeling today. So as of things right now, it's a little bit rough being a Rizal main. EX is definitely going to go to 1 at some point. That card is bonkers, and I truly mean that in the best way possible. That boy is broken. And Konami, you were crazy for allowing EX to be a thing. But holy crap, man. You really showed some massive power creep options in the last list. And that's a little bit of a rough thing. So what do you think is going to happen with our Twins of the Eclipse problem? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons! Thank you! Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.